All right, everybody. My guest today is a 30-year travel industry veteran whose career has included work in India, the Philippines, and North America. Today, he's the VP of Sales at Indus Travel, where he works with alumni, nonprofit, and other group leaders to plan memorable adventures around the world. He's also the author of Mastering the Art of Sales, a practical sales guide filled with real-life stories, proven strategies for success, and powerful lessons from every conversation you lead. Harish, Shroff, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. My pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here today. You have such a global perspective on travel. I want you to tell our listeners the story of how you got specifically into the group travel business, because that's not really where you started in your travel career, is it?
Oh, 100%. I didn't start from there. Yes, my love for travel started at a very young age. Just the excitement of boarding a flight, traveling to a new destination, and seeing the world was in my vision. But the real turning point, the true mentorship came from my brother, Arjun Shroff. He was already a seasoned veteran with 15 years of experience in travel, and he owned a successful travel company in the Philippines. And when he took me under his wings, I had the incredible opportunity to work along him. He taught me the foundation grids of the business, everything from complexity of issuing tickets, managing clients, and designing the intricate itineraries. From there, my journey actually evolved. I moved to India. I stepped into a global company for handling large scale group travel, business group travel. And I found myself managing these corporate delegates, major international shows in Germany like GIFA, Drupa, coordinating all these moving parts to make these trips successful. Eventually, I called Canada as my home. I moved here in 2005. I'm fortunate to be with Indus Travel since 2009. So, nearly the last 2 decades, my whole focus here in North America also has been only group travel. I completely love this side of the business. That is, gives me immense fulfillment when you take these people to different destination and they enjoy these destination, and when they come back, they give you these satisfying moments that they had or something that they learned, which is really rewarding. So when I look back, it has been an amazing ride. I didn't start with group travel, but slowly and gradually I have moved here. And we've seen a lot like 9/11, the global pandemic, now the geopolitical conflict. But I'm passionate that I'm still part of the travel industry.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like you and I have been through many of the same things in group travel over much of the same time span. You know, one of the things that I have seen, and certainly a lot of people have commented on before, is that many tour companies have not exactly thrived in the wake of some of those issues. You know, 9/11, the financial crisis, COVID, we could go on and on. Not all have thrived. We've certainly seen many tour companies close. Your company has been just growing incredibly over that same time period. So I wonder if you have some ideas why your group tour organization is thriving when so many others have struggled recently.
Sure, sure. There are a lot of points, but I'll really highlight what I feel will make a good point for this discussion. When you look at a corporate structure, people talk about managing director, CEO. These are traditional titles, which means the managing director is somebody who gives you strategic decision and direction, and the CEO is the executive leader who actually executes the vision. So these are potential titles and things that grow the company. At Indus Travel, our energy and synergy is actually coming from our managing director. That's Praveen Sayal. He's a true visionary. He has brought some amazing innovation to the industry in the last 25 years. He's actually grown from this boutique travel company of 6 people to a massive corporate international company with almost 50 staff, and really grown the company. So what I'm trying to say or bring the idea is that a brilliant idea without execution gets you nowhere, and an executive without a clear vision leads to chaos. So the true result is through the energy of all these things. While our managing director gives us the direction, I also want to highlight that we have amazing executives that are leaders in our company that have been with us for 15, 16, 18 years. Our product director, our customer service, flight operation. Myself, I've been almost 2 decades with the company and managing global sales. So I would say everyone has poured in their dedication to the infrastructure. So it is really the vision and the leadership execution that has brought the good result or the success behind our growth.
Yeah, I love that. And it's always incredible to me when I see organizations that have retained longtime employees, for a decade, 2 decades, something in that range. Do you have any sense of what it is about your company that makes people want to stay and really spend a huge chunk of their career there when so many other roles in tourism seem to turn over on a yearly basis?
Sure. There are many things that affect the person, the company, when they are growing. So when you start a company, it's really fueled with raw passion. You have immense love, energy, and effort that you're pouring into that. And everybody does start a business to succeed. Nobody is starting to put a business to fail. So the early energy, the drive, the magic that comes on the table is what is really needed. That's first thing. And then you get your first 10 clients, then you have a way or a system to handle them. Then you get, say, your 100 or 1,000 customers. And as you grow, you will realize over the stage that that old singular formula is not anymore sustainable for the growth of the company. So as you scale, you also have to change and evolve. So that is really one thing that is very important for any company. The love, the passion still remains the core value, but initially it is 80% and your systems are 20%. As you grow, your core value still remains the same, but it becomes like a 20% of your foundation and your systems become 80% of your growth. So as you are growing, you really need to add more and more system. You can have, effective systems to match your volumes. Only then, the people will be happy because they are seeing the part of the growth. They are surviving and thriving in the operational infrastructure growth and things like that. So yeah, these are few things that are quite key and important.
Yeah, Harish, you've described systems to me before as part of something that is necessary for going from a company where there's a lot of magic happening to something where it's truly professional and sustainable. I wonder if you could help us understand why systems are so important for scaling up. Your tour company has scaled quite a bit recently. So what are the systems that you have found to be the ones that really have helped you to scale from where you started to where you are today?
Sure. When you talk about scaling, there are quite a few things, and the checklist can be overwhelming. It can grow so fast. But if you look at the real gist of it, if you look at the real two things that will help you in scaling, one is sales and the other is marketing. This is especially true right now because as we stand at the edge of a massive shift of AI, the itinerary planning, the operation, all is going to change rapidly. AI is going to completely game change the back end efficiency of the travel companies. It can make content easier, but it will be harder to trust what is real, what is fake, things like that. Because AI is suddenly going to be everybody's tool. They're going to have beautiful websites, amazing videos, landing pages, flashy testimonials. The digital landscape is going to be very, very crowded and noisy in some time. You will see as everybody starting to use that. So eventually it will go to sales, which means when the customer is ready to talk or when the customer is ready to buy, how you deal with them or how you represent your company or how does a salesperson talk to them will determine how much they know the nuances of travel, the custom itinerary, the destination, and the confidence they build in the customer to book. So the human element becomes actual competitive advantage. Sales, which is the heartbeat of the travel, is the main thing. And marketing, definitely, if you have both a very good bulletproof marketing system to get the customers through this noise to your company. And secondly, having this exceptional sales people to speak to them. This is what will help companies to grow or scale in the near future.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a lot of people start travel companies because they love travel and they love leading travel. Maybe they haven't thought much about sales and marketing, but you're going to hit a ceiling. You're only going to go so far if you don't have those systems in place. So that's really good perspective there. Now, if you do have good systems in place, what is a reasonable growth curve for somebody to expect? How quickly can a smart travel company grow? Are there limits, external limits that are going to hold their growth back?
Sure. Most of the partners that I have spoken, or most of the people that I have seen in travel industry, start their business as a single unit, one person, two person, five people. And in the beginning, they always have this hustler mentality. You're absolutely doing everything. You're the marketing manager, you're the sales manager, you're the account manager, you're answering clients' email at 2 a.m. in the morning, you're balancing your books. Yes, in the beginning, you will have to do everything. But when the business actually starts to kick off, you will have to change the way you do business. For example, if you have brought your business from zero to, say, 500,000, and now you want to go to your next million and 2 million, then you have to really have a change in your mindset and change in the system, which we already spoke. A, you need to have better systems in place. B, you have to start adding more people, because there's a certain limit how much you can do or how much you can go and how much you can do in each step. So adding more people, adding more processes is what will help you. So the hard part is to let go and delegate. And also in delegation is really trusting the people that they will do your things. So sometimes that is a little bit of limitation with some managers and corporates that I have seen, that it's very hard for them. So they don't want to let go the control. They feel responsible for everything, because they have still the startup thought in their mind that this is mine and this is where I want to take it. But the more they let go, the more they trust on people. These new generation is really amazing. They can scale up very fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that is such good advice, really, for anybody leading an organization of any size. Is that if you try to hold on to control yourself, you're going to limit the effectiveness and the growth of your organization. So something else you and I have talked before about is how so many travel sellers could be more profitable if they were able to fill more seats on their departures. You think of the tour company that charters a motor coach, and they may have 45, 50 seats on that coach. If they're only rolling with 20 people, that's a very inefficient way to do business, and it's having a really difficult impact on their profit margins. So I know you have tackled this. You have dealt a lot with it. What have you discovered are effective ways for filling those extra empty seats to kind of push a departure past the profitability line to where it's actually, making a meaningful contribution to your bottom line?
Sure. So, as you know, the travel industry is a high dependent industry on inventory. If a hotel room is not sold today, it's a loss. If an airline seat is not sold today, it's a loss. Exactly the same way when you have group departures and it's very critical to fill, say, 90 days or 120 days before departure. We have tried and we have a proof system that we have put in place, and we always offer that to our group leaders. And I would love to share some of the points here, that there are many things that go into the system, but the main thing is you have to find out where your clients are, what their interests are, and where would they like to go next. To have clarity on that, it also takes sometimes like a survey, research, and understanding your market. You cannot just put out a product because you feel like. There's always a wave in the market. Right now, Japan is doing good. So you have to follow the trends also. Second, when you start marketing the trip, it has to be well in advance, 6 to 8 months. Give enough time for for the momentum to build up. Finally, we all know social media. We already spoke about AI. You have to follow a certain rule. There is theory called Rule of Seven, which states your prospective customer will see or understand when they see this message for 6 to 7 times. And this theory was actually proved back in 1930, and it's done by the Hollywood industry, that the first time when a customer sees something, they will just pass by. The second time when they see it may catch their attention, whether it's Amalfi Coast or Machu Picchu, and as they see the same thing second or third time, they might be ready to book. So it's very important that you do some of the steps consecutively over time to build the confidence of the customer, to bring them to a stage where they are ready to book with you, not just follow one pattern or one system all the time.
Yeah, that is fascinating. The rule of seven. I think you're exactly right. And it's, you said it was in the 1930s that people first figured that out. So we're almost 100 years into the rule of seven. I would say, if anything, the number might have gotten bigger over those 100 years because we're just so inundated with advertising now. There are so many different promotional channels available to a travel marketer today. I assume not all of them are as effective as the others. So I'm curious which ones you have found to be the most effective in helping group leaders actually fill their trips.
Yeah. Some of the things that we are talking today are actually tied up with each other. So, for example, same thing for filling up the seats. One strategy will not work for everybody. So you really have to pick a channel. You really have to pick a system that works for you. A lot of people think that they have to be everywhere. No, that's not true. You cannot be on every single media platform. You cannot be running ads. You cannot just do cold email blast and hope that the booking will come in. On the contrary, you have to build your own community. I've had group leaders who have their own WhatsApp group, and when they announce in that WhatsApp group, the trip fills up. So, as they say, your vibe attracts your tribe. The same formula applies to your clients. Know your client, know where they are, showcase them your product that suits them rather than sending a normal general thing to everybody. So, the 2 points that I want to highlight today definitely is first, personalize your communication. That is the key going forward. If you have a generic email saying and you're sending it to 1,000 strangers that, oh, I have a tour going to Portugal on so and so date, it will not really have effect. It will not really make the association. If you are running for a club, then you formulate the message talking about the club. If you're running for a yoga center, then you formulate the message talking about the yoga center. So be mindful, build a trip around your audience. That'll be the game changer. And the second thing that we have found very, very crucial and important is webinars and presentation. They are incredibly powerful. When you post out a meeting saying on this day we are doing a presentation on Portugal, or we are doing a webinar on a yoga tour to Costa Rica, people come, attend, they ask all the questions they have, they understand the itinerary, and we have found that 50 to 60% of the people who attend are generally booking on the tour. So it's quite high, which is rewarding. That means you share the stories, you talk about the whole destination, you talk about weather, and really make them come on board with that trip. Finally, which is the point which I already gave in the beginning, that is, create your own groups, have a Facebook group, WhatsApp group, keep posting some inspiration, and then you know your clientele, then offer them the trip that is really for them. So you have to have variety of channels rather than just focusing on one thing to fill up the seats.
Yeah, I love that tip about the webinars, especially. I think that if you're seeing 50+% conversion off webinar attendance, that is huge. Maybe the most effective marketing channel of any we've talked about today. I imagine webinars are also helpful for instilling trust, especially if, like your company, you're going to destinations all over the world. Some of them are places people haven't been. They may feel kind of exotic. So I'm curious how you instill confidence in your travelers or your potential travelers that they can trust you with feeling safe, feeling comfortable, going to these places that are totally foreign to them and yet having a high level of confidence that it's going to be a great experience.
I 100% agree with you that most of the travelers have traveled in the Caribbean, and when they hear the word exotic, it either gives them a thought of altitudes in Peru, corners of Egypt, or some iconic monuments in Southeast Asia. So it brings two distinct feelings. One, either they are excited, they are ready to immerse into these destination, or they are worried about the safety, logistics, and the unknown. So at Indus Travel, we work totally to build the confidence, removing these unknown things, and we have formulated a very nice three-pillar system for doing that. First of all, we don't rely on third-party faceless contractors in the destination. We have built a very extensive, far-reaching network with our local DMCs. They have offices in the ground destination. Our staff, the product manager, has traveled to all these destinations. They have experienced the trip even before we start selling. The local DMCs, they are fluent in the language. They know the history, they know the culture, so they're not reading from a book or they're not doing a Google search. When a group arrives, they are not stepping into a chaos. They are being met at the airport. They have a trusted expert, and all these details are managed on a proper day-to-day basis. Second, I think after COVID, a lot of things have changed. That is, the experience of travelers is on small groups. Capping the group size really helps. We heavily focus on small groups with around 20 to 25 guests, and making sure that the tour director is able to attend to all, like when they are at a monument and giving description about the places, they're able to hear them well. It's not overwhelming. These are not big buses with a lot of people getting down and getting up, wasting a lot of time. And the final thing that is the sustainable tourism, which we are part of it. We want to make sure that that's our core responsibility and travel philosophy. We work hand in hand with local communities. Uh, they want to make sure that these guests are welcome as travelers and guests who are looking at these uh, destination and places to learn, rather than intruder, or they are just here to destroy their local things. So we really want to make sure that travel remains in the future also the same way, by very respectful and learning destination, rather than just going and looking at places and just taking some pictures.
Yeah, that's so good. And it will make the destinations excited to have you come back too, instead of, rolling their eyes and say, "Oh, gee, here comes Harish's group again. These people are the worst." No, they'll be excited that you're coming back. I love that. Now, I want to ask you one more thing about the scale that you have reached. You and Indus Travel have reached. You mentioned you've got this great contract of DMs, network of DMCs. Your planners go all over the world before you build itineraries. I'm wondering, how does a smaller travel organization work with you to leverage that scale to their own advantage, so that they can use your expertise and your well-developed network to ultimately benefit their travelers and maybe help them as a company as well?
Sure. So we've been in business since 2001. Right now we're celebrating 25 years. We have sent hundreds and thousands of passengers across different destinations. Every single year we are growing. The last year itself, we sent around 16 to 18,000 passengers. Because of this massive volume, we have built an amazing network of ground suppliers and incredible amount of buying power. The ground suppliers, the airline, and other partners are always reaching out to us to fill up the seats or sell a new destination. With this kind of advantage that we bring to the table, smaller organizations can actually offer this to their clients as value for money. Our immense buying power gives them the huge leverage of good pricing, good service, excellent experience for the customer, so they can take advantage of all that, rather than going and working out on their own and putting all this effort to restart or re-engineer new things. So once they come to us, they're able to get same product, good quality at a reasonable price. And some of the companies have also approached us with white label products. So their name, their brand will be shown on the tour. The documents, when the client arrives, their name card will be hold for the customers to see. So whatever they need, we can help them with that also. And all these products that we have are always going to be evergreen, because you look at destinations like Japan, Morocco, Peru, Vietnam. Every year there's a growth. Now that the people have traveled to the sun destination, they are looking to travel to these new destinations, and people want good product at a very decent price. We try to bring down the price by not printing a lot of brochures, not spending a lot of advertisement. We work with our travel partners and we bring them this advantage which they can offer to their customers. So at the end, these small organizations can definitely benefit by partnering with us.
Yeah, and it sounds like with your scale and your buying power, even after paying your profit margin, some of these people may be getting better prices for their customers than they could get themselves, just because they don't have the buying power. Is that accurate?
100%, 100%. Yes, they will be benefiting because they will not be able to get the same deal that we are able to get due to our buying power. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So for a group leader or a small tour company that may be interested in working with you, what is the best way for them to reach out to you or to learn about Indus or to start that conversation?
Sure. We have our website, that is indus.travel, or they can reach out to me. My email address is harish@indus.travel, and my telephone number 1-866-978-2997, extension 814. I have a team of 10 business development managers. We will be more than glad to help you and work with you on any kind of group.
Yeah, fantastic. We will link to all of that in the show notes to make it easy for people to find. Now, Harish, before I let you go, we have some questions we ask everybody. These are just for fun, so there's no pressure here. First of all, when you book travel, do you book a window seat or an aisle seat?
I prefer to book a window seat. I love to see outside. I want to see the clouds. If I'm going through the mountain area, I want to see the cliff. And before I'm landing in a destination, I want to take a short video of the destination where I'm landing so I can post. So yeah, definitely a window seat.
It just never gets old, does it? Looking at that view from the clouds. I love it. So what is something in your carry-on bag that you would not travel without?
There are quite a few things, but as I mentioned, I love to travel and I always want to travel with my camera. These days, without a camera, people are just not able to capture the spirit of the travel. But I only do it for fun. I want to showcase my clients. I want to showcase people what it has to offer. So I definitely travel with my camera. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you have a camera separate from your phone that you use for trips?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Now, if you had a free airline pass and a week with nothing else to do, where would you go?
My top two best destinations that I will love to go back again and again. One is Israel. I have been there. I have walked on the footsteps where Jesus walked. I just love it. Their food, their culture. And the second place is South Africa. The wildlife, the winery is just unbelievable. No matter how many times you go there, you will always love it.
Yeah, I could not agree more with both of those. Both a bit of a hike from North America. You have to invest some time to get there, especially South Africa. You have to invest a lot of time to get there, but it is definitely worthwhile for sure. So our last question is, what is one thing you have seen or done on the road that you wish you could go back and experience again with somebody you love?
So every time I travel, I honestly want to get into the local culture. I've been to Morocco where these ladies are actually baking the bread. So, being with them and really cooking. I've been to Italy where you are cooking with some local communities. So anytime I travel, I love to go back and be with the local community to see their culture and understand their processes just brings so much of pleasure.
Yeah, that's incredible. I just enjoy that so much. And I think we see things the same way in so many aspects of travel. It's been a real pleasure to have you on the show, and look forward to connecting with you again soon. So thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us for this interview. I want to let you know that conversations like this are just part of what you will hear if you tune into a full episode of the Gather and Go podcast. When you listen, you'll get travel news you may not hear anywhere else, along with some really helpful road tips, some smart analysis, and maybe even a hot take from me about issues that are impacting travel right now. Now, you can hear this full episode along with many others by searching for Gather and Go in your favorite podcast player, or you can click on the link right below this video or one of the videos right here to my side. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.